Welcome to Mind Balance Yoga. My name is Dr. Sarah Morrow. I'm a child psychologist and I teach therapeutic yoga. And I really came to teach yoga through my own felt experience of how healing and embodied mindfulness practice can be. This is about my 20-year anniversary of the first yoga class I ever took. So thank you for joining me today for this class. I have a curriculum that I teach about, set topics like a class on anxiety and a class on sleep and all kinds of topics, coping with pain, things like that. And in my normal schedule, I was supposed to teach today about generating happiness, how happiness is more of an action than a mindset. And that just is not where my heart is at. I decided last week that I really felt drawn to offer a class about death and grief, because right now the world is going through an incredible experience and a very painful time. And I think that this is a space here in Mind Balance Yoga where I really like to kind of keep things real and talk about true things that we all can relate to and try to provide some guidance and some maybe clarity of how you might best cope and find your best resilience going through tough things in life. So when I have a new topic, I do an incredible amount of research and reading from a broad variety of authors and philosophers and scientists and yoga teachers. And I compiled so much information on death and grief that I realized I had to split that into two classes. And so today we are going to focus specifically on death. And then next week's class will be a whole class on grief that I think will really kind of complement what we work on today. So I do hope all my students here with me today might also be able to join me next week for kind of part 2 of this series. So I was a little intimidated or maybe a little overwhelmed to figure out how to speak so openly and directly about death and still have our class experience be an uplifting one and a one that really creates a sense of bliss and peacefulness and joy. And so I hope that this class will be insightful, but also really feel good to your deepest self, deep in the heart. It'll be a very much a feel your feelings kind of class, going deep into self-awareness. And the physical practice, of course, we're going to do an extended Shavasana. So Shavasana being corpse pose. And this practice of really letting go, surrendering completely to all that is, including death. And so we'll end our class with a great Shavasana. We'll also be doing a physical practice of opening up the shoulders because our fear and self-protection, survival instincts create this really stuck tension in the body. So we're going to do a lot of shoulder opening work, and we're going to do some core strengthening work because sort of the counter to fear in the body is finding power in the body, finding strength. And our core is thought to be kind of the center of self-empowerment. So that will be some of the physical practice. But I'd like to start our thought for the day with a quote from an author, Azra Cohen Becker. Death is really, at its core, the fear of the unknown. Examining our mortality is an access point into more deeply understanding the biologically ingrained survival mechanisms that run so much of our day-to-day lives. Truth is, the vast majority of humans do not feel safe and secure in the world and are plagued by anxiety and stress because of this. When we embrace the truth that we are all going to die, that life is a profound gift and each breath is a privilege, every moment becomes infinitely precious. Shakespeare, in his play Hamlet, also wrote, "There is nothing, either good or bad, but thinking makes it so." And I believe that our modern culture has really lost touch with the ability to comfortably and openly talk about death. And in our thinking about death, to learn to be at peace with that reality. I think our avoidance feeds our anxiety and our fear and our discomfort talking about mortality. And I really believe that we need to acknowledge this truth, this universal anxiety that we all carry in our bodies, because we all have a nervous system that is wired for one primary goal, and that is to ensure our survival. And so, of course, when we think about our own death or the death of our loved ones, that is counter to our wiring that wants us to survive. And so we feel anxiety and even sometimes fear, having to acknowledge that life itself is impermanent. So you have to kind of become wiser than your biology. I teach this to my teenagers a lot, because teenagers have such biological drives. But we have to be able to kind of look beyond our biological wiring about survival and really allow ourselves to recognize that that discomfort we feel is just survival wiring, and that we have a choice in thought to move towards acceptance of life and nature as it is, and even contentment with how life will unfold. This is perhaps the ultimate intention or positive outcome from mindfulness practice, from these embodied awareness practices that we go through, really helping us face existence and mortality, and really stay open to seeing all that is with a clear mind, an open heart, and hopefully free of fear. So when I work, so I'm a child and family therapist, and I somewhat specialize in children who have anxiety disorders. And when I help children with anxiety around death, I like to share an analogy that has a nice visual component. So I talk with children who have fear about their death or that they could lose their parents, with the analogy of a tree of life, which is a little bit cliche perhaps, but I think of it not so much just a tree, but really more like a fern, like this beautiful, naturally occurring fractal, an infinite pattern that occurs in nature that is observable. And within this tree of life, I imagine the process that unfolds, that we have these small and delicate buds that arise in the spring. They're able to draw in nutrients and sunlight and begin to expand and open into these beautiful leaves that provide and nourish energy for the whole tree. And then we go through the seasons, just like the life spectrum, changing color, changing form, and eventually all leaves wither and die. And those leaves whose time has come, they fall. And then when they land on the earth, they break down, and their nutrients, their actual energy and molecules are the building blocks that go back into that system to give the fuel needed for that next layer of life emerging, that next cycle coming around next spring. So we all hope to see all the seasons. There's a desire to really hold on until winter. We don't want to let go too soon. However, we will lose some of our leaves when the wind blows. And in a big storm, we might lose an entire branch of this tree. And perhaps eventually this tree will meet its demise. But it's not just a lone tree of life, but a vast and diverse, infinite forest of life. And it's not just one tree, but a sense of continual expansion with each next step in progress as life continues to learn and grow and become more wise and hopefully more compassionate. There's an ever-evolving growth of this system. So humanity, I think right now, is struggling to really feel the pain of the world because there's so much fear. There's so much loss occurring every day, every moment of every day. And of course, we have an inner anxiety about our own vulnerability and the vulnerability of the people that we love. And that creates in us a feeling we call anticipatory grief. So anticipatory grief is the mind going to the future, imagining what could go wrong. And it occurs when things are very uncertain feeling. And so we might have this inner discomfort with us, almost like an ominous storm is approaching, or a sense of impending loss. And, we hope to really bring awareness to that discomfort we're feeling, normalize it in the context of this very difficult chapter we're going through, but then also find ways to move through that emotion back to a place of balance and feeling grounded again. So right now we're facing a virus, and a virus is a really mysterious threat because we can't see it, and it's hard to feel much sense of control about it. And so that creates this discomfort, and we've lost kind of all of us at the same time, we've lost our sense of safety and security in the world. And that's pretty uncomfortable for us. And we've also, maybe for the first time ever, we're experiencing large-scale loss and tragedy, and we're not able to gather and come together to grieve and mourn with community. And so that makes us feel especially vulnerable during this difficult time. So ultimately, we have to come to, where do I have choice? What can I do to move through this with as much resilience and as much comfort in my heart and mind as possible? So we really have to work on our mindfulness, which is just this foundation of being empowered to direct your life. Without awareness, you have no power. And so we have to really learn to kind of pause and notice and recognize when these painful feelings are with us. And hopefully from there use an embodied, movement and breath regulation and thought calming practice to really feel that I have some way to calm down my nervous system, reassure my nervous system that in this moment I am safe, and as often as possible keep coming back to present moment awareness. We also need to notice catastrophic images coming up in the mind and really work hard to shift that image, to recognize no degree of worry is going to protect us, that we truly have to have acceptance and allow this life process to unfold as it will. But there are some things we can do day to day that will help us feel better. So one is to develop daily routines. So I've really been encouraging all my families I work for to build some daily structure, a bit of a schedule for their children, a bit of predictability in their days. And that really gives us more ease of life and less anxiety or struggle as we get through each day. Certainly, we need to exercise and ideally be outdoors and breathing fresh air, connecting with nature. Sleep is perhaps the most powerful way to support your immune system being able to protect you. So recognizing we can choose to get adequate sleep right now, and that might be a really powerful way to support the immune system doing its job. Eat more healthy food, avoid sugar. Sugar is certainly a strain on the body. And so just making good choices in how we nourish our physical body right now, not just for our own immune resilience, but also just for our emotional well-being. I think it's really important to recognize some simple things, just like, what choices can I make? Well, I can be more aware of making sure I wash my hands consistently. Just having indoor plumbing and washing our hands with warm water and soap is perhaps a thing that allowed humans to reduce infectious disease more than anything else. And so it's a really powerful thing we can do that's very simple. Recognizing our choice to stay home as much as possible, and if we are with others, to practice social distancing. And I think we all need to be at the point where we choose to wear a mask in public, if not for our own safety, but to assure that if I am possibly carrying this virus and don't know it yet, that I'm making sure to do everything I can to protect my community. So there's lots of just simple practices that we can engage in right now that can give you more sense of control, more sense of empowerment to know that you're in good health, to take care of your stress, to keep your mood in a more balanced place, but not in a state of denial, in a really, truly attuned and sensitive and aware space. Allowing yourself to say, this is painful and this is scary. However, in this moment, I am safe and I have choices to take care of myself. And then on a bigger scale, to kind of zoom out and to realize that this is not a new experience, that disease has always been part of life, not just for humans, but disease impacts all forms of life. And to look at this situation in a much bigger way, in that sort of infinite tree of life that is always growing and changing and expanding. and to try to find a sense of deep acceptance and peacefulness with this reality. At the same time, honoring the hurt and the hard feelings that I think all of us are carrying inside of us on some level right now. So I hope today's practice will be really a feel-good practice. We'll be including what we call hasta bandha, which is an energy lock into the hands. And we'll be doing this energetic reaching toward the source of life, our sun, toward this sense of renewal, and really trying to come into the body and allow ourselves to work out that existential fear and discomfort that's kind of just been lingering or hovering lately. And so I hope, an hour from now that you feel your nervous system has come down from this kind of stuck stress response and is alive with this alertness, this positive energy, and feeling really in balance. So thank you for joining me today. Give me just a quick second to relocate, and then we're going to start our practice. So if you might like to grab a blanket to sit on, that will help you just be in a great posture for our for our centering meditation practice. Okay, so I recommend you sit on a blanket for centering practice, but it's certainly optional. You're very much welcome to lie down in Shavasana for this practice or be in child's pose. So by all means, just feel free to do what feels most comfortable to you today. So traditionally, we sit in either a cross-leg position or in Sukhasana, easy pose, where we take the knees wider and we try to align the feet with each other and the center of the body. From that foundation of the legs, we'll draw the flesh of the thighs back, find a strong connection through the sitting bones, try to level the pelvis, so rocking forward somewhat on those sitting bones, and then beginning to lengthen upright through the spine, reaching through the crown of the head. And from this very strong skeletal body, this alert posture, roll the shoulders back and down, anchor the hands onto the legs, and begin to soften all through the muscular body. If you're comfortable closing eyes, that will help you to go inward. Otherwise, feel free to keep a soft gaze just on the floor in front of you. I have rescued my singing bowl that was in quarantine in my yoga studio. So I have a nice singing bowl again to use for our practice. So the sound of our singing bowl is our cue, this symbol of embracing fully the present moment and coming to the breath. So with the sound of the bowl, please take your first deep, full breath in from nose to belly. Breathing in deeply. Exhale completely, releasing the breath. Inhale from nose to belly, feel the belly rise. And exhale with release, fully emptying the lungs. And as you choose to close the mouth and breathe only through the nose, try to slow the breath down. Easing the flow of air coming in, pausing with that breath in, and slowly exhaling through the nose, pausing at the bottom of the exhale. So using this Kumbhaka practice from last week of holding the breath in and holding the breath out, a way to extend the length of each breath. The slower you breathe, the longer you live. Using the breath as a way to reassure the nervous system of our safety and to anchor our mind into the present moment. You might scan through the body and just notice any tension held in the body, stretching the jaw, softening the shoulders more deeply, smoothing tension from the forehead down the temples and jawline. And you might enjoy a gentle shift towards a little hint of a smile, a sense of energy lifting, a lightness through the face. Holding awareness of the breath and feeling the diaphragm guide the breath low into the lungs. Holding that awareness. Notice now the feelings deep inside, the fear and anxiety that is in all of us. Invite vulnerability to show itself. Allow this feeling. Explore this sensation. What might you call it? Where is it felt most clearly in the body? As you acknowledge this feeling, this sense of vulnerability, acknowledge that this belongs. This is normal, felt by all beings. Feel the intelligence, the good intention of that survival wiring, while at the same time recognizing it as just your biology. Nothing more than the nervous system trying to protect you. Ask yourself, can I just feel this exactly as it is in this moment? Let go of any resistance. Lean into the fear, into the grief, with an open heart, with loving awareness. Allow the feelings to be just as they are, but work to stay relaxed in the body, in the breath. See the feeling clearly, and know that you can contain it within a window of tolerance. No need to push it away. Exploring this sensation helps to heal fear at the deepest level, at the root of existential anxiety. We recognize the feeling, allow it just as it is, and investigate deeper as we expand awareness. And also allow yourself to soften in a new awareness, a deeper compassion and understanding. Breathe into these feelings. Surrender to all that is. Fear is there. This belongs. Love is there. This too belongs. Holding awareness to all that is. Aware of the heart beating, the lungs breathing, smiling as you savor each breath flowing in, bringing with it prana, life energy. Breathing out, softening, aware of all that is. This belongs. On your next inhale, turn your palms to face upright. Exhale, hands come down to your sides, palms up. And inhale a slow, blissful breath as you gaze upwards, smile to the face as fingertips touch. And exhale, prayer hands pull down the midline, drawing this energy down to your deepest center. Pausing here in Anjali Mudra, prayer hands to the heart. Feel that in this moment, you are fully alive. So blessed to be here in this moment. this gift of consciousness, savoring each breath. Set your intention as you go through these difficult weeks ahead of us. See yourself able to pause and go inward, to really recognize the discomfort, the pain that might be somewhere in your heart, to see the fear and know that you are not alone in these struggles. We are in this together, a shared experience of humanity. And as you notice those difficult sensations and emotions, see yourself able to soften, to breathe into that hurt. And from that awareness, see your response, see your choice in self-care, in taking care of yourself and your loved ones in any ways possible. Balancing this struggle with this deep knowing that this is life unfolding. Taking a big deep breath in, exhale with release. Open the eyes slowly, patiently, coming to the outer world and releasing hands. Bring these together and extend the legs out in front. So just taking a moment here to massage up and down the legs, rubbing the kneecaps. I would recommend you point the toes low as you allow yourself to gently fold forward. And then as you lift and breathe into the heart, press the feet out, press through the heels, draw the toes in towards you, spread the toes wide, and then just rolling the ankles a few times each way. Just some nice loosening up through the feet and ankles. And then from here, come back into a cross-leg position, ideally having your opposite leg in front. So if you were aware which leg was in front before, switch to the other leg. Okay, from here, open up your left shoulder, plant that hand down on the mat, and then roll the right shoulder open, palm up. Inhale, rise up through that right arm. Really reach up strongly. So not so much a side fold, but a vertical line here all through the right side body, from the hip to the fingertips. Inhale, reach, press the back of the hand away from you to really access into the heart. Exhale, strong energy in that arm as you draw the elbow down to the left knee, dropping chin toward the chest. Inhale, drive the right arm up, stretch, press the hand back. And exhale, strong core engagement as the elbow draws to the knee. Soften the back of the neck. And inhale one more time, reach, open through the heart center, and exhale, strong core engagement. Bring the elbow to the knee, pause with the breath out, head is heavy, and then inhale, sweep the right arm across and plant the hand down on the mat. Roll the left shoulder open, palm up, lean to the right as you inhale, reaching strongly through the left arm. Finding this energy from the left hip all the way to the fingertips. Press the hand back away from you to access into the upper chest, into the shoulder. Inhale, reach, and exhale, elbow's gonna draw down strongly toward that right knee, head to chest. Inhale, reach. Breathe into those left side ribs, and exhale, core work. Pull that arm down. Hand is energetic. Neck relaxes. Last time, inhale, stretch. Gaze upward, smile to the face, and exhale, pull this energy down. Elbow to knee. Pause with the breath out. Inhale, sweep the left arm in front of you, back to the mat. From here, take the knees wide, feet together into bound angle pose. So looking for some symmetry here in the feet, you can just hold on to the lower legs or to the knees. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chin, and exhale, chin to chest, allowing the head to be very heavy. Gentle little neck roll, side to side. Just noticing any tension there. Allowing the neck to relax. Little smile to the face as you soften. And then inhale. And from here, holding to the inner thighs, step one foot out and then the other into our wide angle pose. So here, try to find some good connection through the sitting bones, rocking the pelvis forward. And you can stay perfectly upright. You might want to press the pinky toes back to externally rotate those thigh bones, and then rock the toes in to internally rotate. And then find this midpoint where the toes are pointing straight up toward the sky. Press the legs down into the mat, pull the toes back towards the shins, lift the heart. Inhale, and then exhale, coming into a gentle forward fold, however far. And if you're sitting up on a support, you might prefer this stretch coming off of your support. So by all means, finding a pose that feels very good to you today. You may like to turn the palms to face up, possibly bringing forearms to the mat, and soften here. So letting go now of effort into the feet and legs, tucking the chin down, coming to awareness. So always these resting forward folds help us to go inward, to notice thoughts in the mind, energy or emotion in the body, letting go, releasing. Fingertips will draw in towards you. Press fingertips down as you inhale and roll yourself back up. And then from here, take the right foot in. Okay, turn the palms up. From here, inhale into arms in a T, palms up. And now we're going to exhale and we're going to crisscross the arm. So your left hand is going to come across. The back of those left fingers will anchor to the top of the right thigh. And then that right arm with palm up extends up and over. Revolve Janu Shavasana. Begin to spiral open the right side of the chest, trying to gaze underneath the right arm and really anchor those left fingertips into the right thigh. Breathe deeply into the right side ribs. And then inhale, rise up, releasing the arms. Turn your right knee in to square the hips, so you're facing now that extended left leg. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, begin to hinge from that top of the left hip, walking yourself forward, coming here into a forward fold. So we start typically with the leg engaged and active, pressing out through the sole of the foot, drawing the toes in towards you. And then as we find that edge, that point of stretch, then we let go of effort, tuck the chin down, release the shoulders, pausing here to draw an inner awareness. Fully aware of the mind, the breath, and the body. Breathing deeply, feeling the breath expand the belly. And then fingertips press down and inhale, roll yourself back up. And then from here, square yourself back to your center point and bring that right leg back out. One more time in our wide leg forward fold. So set those feet actively. Inhale, lift the heart, and then exhale, beginning to come forward. Hinge from the top of those hips and release here, relaxing through the top of the back and neck, even softening through the feet and legs. Finding ease here. And then hands come in towards you. Inhale, roll the spine up. And now bring that left foot in towards you. Palms up, inhale, arms reach out. And then exhale, we're going to rotate the arms with the back of the right fingertips anchoring to the left thigh, and that left arm reaching up and over, spiraling open from that left upper chest, gazing underneath the left arm, really pressing those right fingertips to the left leg, and using the breath to feel a deep stretch into those left side ribs. So all of these rib stretching poses we do really help to create some more space for the breath. And if we can breathe more fully and deeply, our nervous system is much more in balance, our mood much more stable. Inhale, rise up, release the arm, and once more turn towards the extended leg, squaring your hips to that right leg. Inhale, lift your heart, hinge from the top of that right hip before walking the hands forward, coming into an active forward fold. And then as you find the edge, beginning to soften, turning the palms up, release effort through the arms, tuck the chin down, and release here. bringing awareness inward. Really feeling the energy of the body in these resting forward bends. And then fingertips will come in towards you. Inhale, roll the spine up. And then from here, square yourself to the front. Bring that left or right foot in to meet the left. Once more to bound angle. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, dropping the chin to the chest, stretching the back of the neck. And you may want to hinge forward here. One more forward bend. Press the feet together as you allow yourself to come into this bound angle, resting forward fold. Releasing all effort here. Fingertips press down, inhale, roll up. From here, cross your feet up mid-shin. Come onto hands and knees, feet together, knees slightly apart as you begin to slide yourself out into child's pose. So here in child's pose, possibly our most calming, soothing posture, where we really notice thoughts in the mind, can really feel emotions into our heart center. So letting go here. I recommend swaying at first, kind of rocking the hips side to side or rocking on the forehead, and then turning palms up to really let go of effort. Another calming or safety signal to the nervous system as we let go of effort through the hands. Really feel the breath here as you breathe through the nose. Feel that belly push into the upper thighs. And then notice not only the front of the body move with the breath, but also those back ribs, feeling the whole rib cage expand with each inhale and soften with each exhale. Now turn your palms down to the mat. Bring your hands just halfway in, and now take your knees extra wide. We're going to inhale, lift the left elbow. To exhale, weave that arm underneath the right, coming to rest on the left side of the head, near the ear, just above the ear. We'll be high on the right fingertips. Push the fingertips into the mat as you begin to twist here. Press the back of the left hand also into the floor, really feeling a nice stretch. And then from here, inhale, float the right arm up. Press the left hand into the mat, and exhale, bring that palm to the mat, turn your forehead to the mat, and then bring the left arm back to our starting position. Inhale, right elbow lifts. Exhale, weave that right arm underneath the left, turning the head, come on to the right side of the head, left fingertips push into the mat, and beginning to twist here. And then as you push the back of the right hand down, inhale, float that left arm up, and exhale, left palm to the mat, forehead to the mat, and then bring that right arm back. From here, stretch it out. Bring the hands all the way in, and inhale, press yourself up to Vajrayana, Thunderbolt pose. So we have our feet together, knees together, sitting all the way back onto the heels. If this is uncomfortable to your knees, then you can always put a block or a folded blanket right underneath or between the feet to give yourself a little bit of support. Okay, from here, roll the shoulders back. We're going to bend at the elbows. Engage strong energy into the hands, that hasta bandha. We're going to do some shoulder range of motion. So we're going to inhale, drive the hands up and back. Elbows stay bent the whole time. Fingertips touch. And then we're going to draw those elbows out and begin to separate the arms as we find that edge, the back edge of the shoulders. Tracing range of motion. Drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, drive energy upward. Fingertips touch, looking up, lift the chin, opening through the elbows, following our range of motion all the way down, chin to chest. And once more, inhale, energetic through the arms, fingertips reach back, and then open those elbows, chin to chest. Exhale slowly, coming back to your starting position. Go ahead and lean forward here and curl the toes under. So we'll do a bit of a foot stretch here. So you probably need to reach back with your hands and actually physically separate the toes, trying to create as much space between the bones of the feet as possible. And if this is a lot on your arches, you might just want to stay here with hands to the mat. Otherwise, I'll have you come all the way up to sitting here. our foot stretch. Roll the shoulders open, palms up, inhale to a T. Exhale, draw the arms together. The right elbow is going to come on top of the left. And from there, we're going to interweave the fingers and the arms, bringing the left fingertips to brace at the base of the right thumb into eagle arms. So from here, lift the elbows away from the chest, draw the hands away from the face, trying to work towards this 90-degree angle. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, chin to chest. Really feel the shoulder blades drawing outward as if they're wrapping around to the front body. Lots of space between the shoulder blades. Breathing into the back of the shoulders. And then from here, inhale, eagle arms fly out. Perhaps lean forward, rest those toes for a moment, just give them a little bit of a break. And then once more, curl toes under, sitting back for second side eagle arms. Inhale, arms lift, palms open, and exhale, crossing the left arm on top of the right, bending at the elbows, bringing those right fingertips to find the base of the left thumb, and then lift the elbows. Bring the hands away from the face. Inhale, lift the chin gently, and exhale, chin to chest. Really stretching across the top of the shoulders, the back of the neck. Work to roll the shoulders down the back body. And then inhale, eagle wings fly out. Exhale, hands to the heart. Begin to come forward, release the toes, and then slide yourself all the way down into child's position. Really letting go for a moment. Feeling the breath, quieting the mind. And then turning palms down to the mat, hands are shoulder width apart, fingers are spread wide, middle fingers parallel. Inhale, rise up to tabletop position. Separate the knees somewhat so they fall directly under the hips. And for just a few rounds, we'll warm up our spine in cat-cow. So we inhale, lift the tailbone, begin to reach the heart forward and gently lift the chin. Exhale, drop the tailbone, pull the belly in strongly. Strong core work here as we release the head. Inhale, lead through the tailbone, extend the spine, reaching forward. Pause with the breath in. And exhale, drop the tailbone, strongly pull the belly in. Pause with the breath out. Inhale one more time, extension. Reach the heart forward, lift the chin. And exhale, flexion. Inhale, coming back to neutral. From here, we're going to do some hip circles to really loosen up through the body. So inhale, as you begin to drop your hips off to the right side. Feel some stretch of the outer right hip as you begin to exhale and scoop the hips back and to the left side. Inhaling as you come to the front. Exhale, hips to the right. Big sweeping movement through the body. Inhale forward and exhale as you reach the hips back and around. Switching directions here, breath in, hips to the left, and then exhale, reach those hips back and around to the right side. Inhale, big sweeping fluid movement in the body. Breath in, and one last time, circling to the left, to the right, and coming forward. From here, we're going to do a little bit of a core work. So we're going to keep our toes reaching straight back, press the tops of the feet into the mat, inhale, and then we're going to exhale and lift our knees just about 2 inches off the mat. So this is called hovering cat. So pull the belly in, press strongly through the hands, reach the heart away, breathe, begin to feel the core working, legs are working, some stretch to the tops of the feet and ankles. Hold and breathe, and deep breath in, and exhale, knees come down, rock the hips back, finding child's pose, palms turn up. Perhaps bringing the forehead all the way to the mat. Perhaps taking space between the knees, more room for the breath. Holding awareness here, feeling the heartbeat, the movement of each breath, quieting any thoughts in the mind. The human life is very big. There is no shortcut. We learn with every cell and with time, care, pain, and love. Our life is the path of learning, to wake up before we die. Natalie Goldberg. To wake up before we die. From here, begin to reach hands forward more actively, palms to the mat, spread fingers wide, setting up for down dog. Inhale, rise to tabletop. Curl your toes under, but we're gonna do one more core lift here. So on exhale, lift the knees just a couple inches off the mat. Press strongly through the hands, reach the heart away from the floor. Keep squeezing through the core. Energy of the legs are drawing in, beginning to come slowly more in toward the down dog angle in the upper back. And then reaching those hips up and back, knees are bent. Begin to straighten the knees, coming onto tiptoes, and exhale, drop heels down to the mat into your down dog position. We're gonna walk out the legs here, but I want you to really sway the hips this time. So not just bending the knees, but almost as if you're climbing stairs in place here, really fluidly allowing the knees to just bend, ankles are working, just stretching out the back of the legs. And then coming to your full down dog position, knees are straight, heels descending. Inhale, come back on tiptoes. Try to narrow the top of this down dog triangle shape. Exhale, bend your knees deeply. Press the belly towards the thighs. Inhale, lift the hips, stay on tiptoes. And then exhale, allow heels to descend toward the mat. Inhale, lift your heels high on the toes. Really pull the belly in, bend the knees, bring the belly toward the top of the thighs. Inhale, lift the hips, and exhale, heels come down. Pause for a moment here in your full down dog position. Broaden through the upper shoulders. Make sure the neck is relaxed. Coming to the breath. Inhale, look forward, step one foot and then the other toward the hands. Inhale, swing the spine out, pull the belly in, and then exhale, fold in Uttanasana. You can always sway here in this posture, kind of sweeping the hands side to side. It might feel nice to hold on to the elbows, a little traction to the spine. Make sure the neck is completely relaxed. If the hands reach the mat, turn so that the back of the fingertips rest onto the mat. Really cueing the body to let go of effort. Check that your feet are parallel, just a couple inches between your big toes. Inhale, and then exhale, really bend your knees, bring the belly onto the thighs, back of the hands to the mat. Curled up here, like a little bud, like a fern ready to emerge in the spring. On an inhale, begin to press through the feet, drop the tailbone down, arms dangle as you begin to unfurl, rising up slowly, growing toward the sunlight as you come to Tadasana. Exhale, and then inhale, big sun breath, rise and smile, fingertips touch. And then exhale, prayer hands draw down the midline, coming to rest at the heart. Pausing here, aware of the whole body. Feet strongly grounding down, heart reaching up. Roll the shoulders down from the ears and release the hands, palms forward. Open. Letting go of any resistance, any sense of needing to self-protect. And on an inhale, coming back to outer awareness, We're going to move through our flow. So move toward the top of your mat. And we're going to start here with some really nice breathing work. So just checking where your feet are, we'd like to have them parallel and hips right over the center of the feet. So those frontal hip bones, if you look down over the feet, so just a few inches between the toes. Drop the tailbone down, lift the heart, but pull those frontal ribs back, and then roll the shoulders back. From here, bend at the elbows, hands are energetic. Hasta Bandha, energy lock to the hands. And inhale, rise up, driving those arms toward the sunlight. Fingertips touch. Exhale, palms open, release the arms coming down, chin to the chest, pinkies to the belly. And inhale, energetic arms reach, looking to the sky, lift the chin, fingertips touch, and exhale, palms open, arms float down, chin to the chest. And one more time, inhale, energetically reaching for the sun, smiling, and then exhaling, releasing with open arms, chin to the chest. And then next breath in, just sweep the arms up. Begin to bend the knees and hips deeply, palms open before swan diving, coming all the way down into your Uttanasana pose. Again, pausing for a moment here, allowing that blood flow to come to the brain. Many, many health benefits tied to inversion poses like these. From here, looking forward, way into the left foot as you inhale, float your right leg up high behind you. Bend the left knee as you step the right foot back. We're setting up for warrior one. So in that right foot, heel will turn in, toes out. And as you feel balanced, visual focus, begin to come up. From here, make sure you square the hips. So pull the left hip back, press the right hip forward, anchor strongly through that back right heel pressing down, reaching up through the right hamstring, and then check your lunge distance, making sure when you lunge, that left knee will be right over the ankle. Straighten the knee, release the shoulders and the hands. On an inhale, energetic hands are going to drive upward as you lunge, coming into a warrior one. Really stretch, roll the shoulders down the back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend the elbows deeply, coming into a nice heart-opening stretch. And then inhale, arms in a T, palms up, and then begin to internally rotate the upper arms. Thumbs point down, come to interlock at the low back. Roll your shoulders back, lift the heart, and then begin to straighten the elbows and lift the hands away from the hips, coming into a heart-opening warrior one. Smile to the face, breathing into the heart. And then bend the elbows, inhale, hands to prayer. On an exhale, hinge from that front left hip. Begin to draw the torso forward, a lot of control. You can come on those back right toes, and then bring hands to the mat and release the right knee down into low lunge. If you're on a hard floor, you might like to bring a blanket for padding under the kneecap, or just flip your mat for double padding. So here we want to rise up onto this left thigh and sink the hips low, really feeling a deep opening into that right frontal hip. Visual point of focus, and release the arms down to back. Inhale, sweep the arms up, energetic hands, reach for the sun, smile to the face. And exhale, prayer hands will come down to the heart. Both hands will come to the inside of this left foot. So from here, we're going to release the back foot and swing it back behind us. So we're coming into a perpendicular position here with that right leg tracking back. And then we're going to bring the left fingertips in front of the left foot. Press the left elbow into the knee, really push the left knee back. And then from here, begin to inhale and sweep the right arm up above you, trying to stack the shoulders here, really reaching. If it's hard to straighten the upper body, you might want to just come up a little higher, just bringing those left fingertips off the floor, coming into a nice hip opener into that left hip and opening through the heart. Inhale and exhale, slowly bring the right hand back down. Left hand will come back to the outside of the left foot. Bring that right foot back, coming into low lunge. Plant the hands, setting up for plank pose. Curl the right toes under, lift that knee, inhale, and exhale, step your left foot back to meet the right. So coming here into plank position, of course, always optional. You can always take more of a resting pose here. You could also be on fists or forearms if the wrists don't like this weight. Otherwise, we're holding here in plank pose, pressing the heart away, reaching up through the inner thighs, breathing, strong core engagement, also the pelvic floor engaged to give you extra strength and stability. Breathing through the nose, keeping the face relaxed, feeling this sensation without the mind judging it as good or bad, just sensation into the muscles. Great job, everybody. Inhale and exhale, bring the knees down, pick the feet up and cross at the ankles. Little more challenge here. Deep breath in and exhale, begin to bend the elbows straight back as you lower onto the belly with control. From here, release the feet down, walk the frontal hips back, and bring the hands right under the shoulders, elbows tugged in, and then bring the forehead down to the mat. Pausing here for a moment just to bring full body awareness. Feeling the heart beating, feeling the energy of the body through this active practice. With hands under the shoulders and elbows hugged in, begin to inhale and press through the pinky toe sides of your feet to coil the heart up into baby cobra. Exhale, roll yourself back down, forehead to the mat. Pause with the breath out. Inhale, rise up into cobra, lifting the heart, lift the chin, and exhale, roll it down, forehead to the mat. Hold the breath out. And inhale one last time, coiling up into baby cobra, or to go the next level, push up off the mat. Legs are off the mat, feet are pressing down into upward facing dog. Really reach the heart forward. Inhale and exhale, lower yourself back down, forehead to the mat. Inhale, push to table. Allow a moment for your spine to neutralize before sinking your hips all the way back to child's pose and releasing. Really coming into full awareness in this pose. Really feeling the heart, the breath begin to calm, to slow. Holding steady awareness to all the sensation in the body. Human beings have an idea they are very fond of, that we die in old age. But this is just an idea. We don't know when death will occur. When we lose those we love, it is a great teaching in impermanence. Natalie Goldberg. These ideas in our mind and these judgments of good versus bad. And through our mindfulness practices, learning to be with whatever is. Acceptance of the present moment. And then from here, reach hands forward actively, palms to the mat, setting up for down dog. Inhale, rise to table, curl the toes under, and exhale, lift up and back. Pause here for a moment, really reach the sitting bones high, reaching the lower belly towards the upper thighs. A moment for those heels to really descend, to stretch the back of the legs. And then from here, inhale, float the right leg up high behind you. And exhale, begin to come forward, knee to the chest, shoulders over your wrists before stepping that right foot down. Setting up for warrior one, second side. So on our left foot, turn the heel in, toes out. And as you feel steady with visual focus, rise up. Pull the right hip back, press the left hip forward. Find that lunge distance for warrior one. And then release the shoulders, straighten the leg. Energetic hands, and inhale, driving energy towards the light. Smile to the face. Exhale, bend the elbows, stretch to the heart. Inhale, reaching arms out, palms up. Internally rotate the upper arms and bring the hands to meet at the low back. Roll the shoulders back, begin to bring the hands away from the sacrum, straighten the elbows, and reach the heart up. Smile to the face, feeling the breath flow directly into the heart. Life force, life energy with each inhale. And then on an inhale, bend elbows, release hands to the heart. Fold from the top of that right hip, come up on those back toes, and then bring hands down to the mat, and your left knee comes down for low lunge, second side. Go ahead and release those left toes. As you feel steady, rise up. Sink the hips nice and low, really access the front of that left hip. You can stay here or else release the arms. And inhale, rise up. Shoulders down, heart lifts, energetic hands. Exhale, prayer hands down to the heart. Bring both hands down to the inside of that right foot. You're going to plant your right fingertips to the inner arch of the right foot, and you're going to swing that left foot back behind you. Push that right elbow into the inner knee, and then begin to inhale and rise up. Opening through the heart, gentle twist. Breathing into that right hip joint. Inhale and exhale. Bring the hand down. Bring the left foot back. Plant the hands. Curl under those left toes. Lift the knee. Inhale. As you exhale, step it back for plank pose. Second side. Pausing here. Breathing. Feeling very alive in the body with all of this sensation. All of this effort through the circulatory system. Really reach those inner thighs up and breathe. Keeping the face nice and relaxed. Deep breath in and exhale, knees come down, feet reach up, cross at the ankles. Slowly lower down on your exhale with control. Keep those elbows hugging in onto the belly. Releasing the legs, walk those frontal hips back. Hands under the shoulders, hug the elbows in, forehead to the mat. Pausing here for full awareness. Next, inhale, press through the feet as you begin to coil the heart upward, baby cobra. Exhale, release, forehead to the mat. Pause with the breath out. Inhale, rise up, reach the heart forward, press through the little toe sides of your feet. And exhale, bring it down, rest the forehead. And inhale, last time, rolling up into baby cobra or pushing through the hands, coming all the way into this upward facing dog. Reaching up and forward through the heart. Inhale and exhale, beginning to lower the hips down, rolling back to the forehead. Inhale, press to table. Allow the spine to feel nice and safe. And then reaching the hips back, coming to child's pose, releasing completely, letting go, coming into full awareness of the present moment. What if mortality grants us a beauty and grandeur all its own? Might we find something majestic in the brevity of life? Could there be a preciousness and value to existence stemming from the very fact of its temporary duration? Alan Lightman. Preciousness of life. Each breath a gift. And from here, reach it forward actively in the hands. Inhale, rise to table, curl toes under. Exhale, lift up and back to down dog. Inhale from here, float your left leg up high behind you, big stretch. And exhale, coming forward, knee to chest. stepping that foot down, just a transition forward. So inhale, rock the weight back. To exhale, step the right foot to the left. Inhale, long spine, pull the belly in, and exhale, forward fold. Releasing here, perhaps swaying a little bit to release the low back. And then bending our knees, belly to the thighs, back of the hands to the mat, completely letting go of effort. And then with life energy flowing through you, press through the feet, drop the tailbone down, begin to unfurl, rising up toward the sunlight. Exhale and inhale, sun breath, big stretch, big reach, smile to the face. Prayer hands touch and float down the midline all the way to the heart center. Pausing here with hands to the heart, aware of the whole body, feet grounding down, crown of the head reaching up. You can release hands at any time, holding awareness. Gentle smile to the face as you savor the sensation in the body. And coming out. Okay, we're going to wind it down and prepare for our very nice Shavasana today. You may want to just have your props handy and ready to go once we get there. But first, we're going to do what's called a heavenly stretch pose. Okay, so check that your feet are pretty close together, maybe just about 1 or 2 inches between those big toes. Roll the shoulders back, palms open. Visual point of focus, heavenly stretch pose is a balancing pose. So as you feel ready, inhale, come on to tiptoes. Begin to rise upward, interlock the hands and flip the palms away from the crown of the head. Inhale, reach the heart, press through the hands, visual focus, holding heavenly stretch. And then inhale, release the hands, plant the feet, prayer hands come to the heart, bend the knees, bend the hips, coming down slowly and releasing into Uttanasana with bent knees, back of the hands to the mat. Planting your hands, inhale, straighten your knees, look forward, and then from here, come back onto tiptoes, but with bent knees, called balancing hero pose. So feet are touching, knees are touching. You can stay right here with hands to the mat. Otherwise, visual point of focus. Squeeze the energy of the legs together, bring hands to the thighs. Next level, hands to the heart in prayer. And you can stay here or release those energized hands and inhale, reach it up. Squeeze the legs together, engage the pelvic floor, shoulders down away from the ears, lots of energy into the hands and the arms. Breathing, visual focus, mental focus, fully in the present moment. Great job. Inhale and exhale. Prayer hands come down. Release hands to the mat and sit back with control. Rock to the back edge of your sitting bones, hands underneath the back of the knees. And then from here, lift those lower legs for boat pose. Roll the shoulders down the back, release the arms. Strong core engagement here, lots of power to the center of the body. Squeeze the legs together. Deep breath in, and then begin to lower down as you straighten the knees and come into a low boat. Squeeze the legs together. Strong core work as you hold this pose. Inhale and exhale, bend the knees, roll onto the back. And exhale, squeeze the knees into the chest. Push the breath out. And then inhale, step the feet down and slide yourself all the way out. Coming into full body awareness here. Pausing for a moment. Inhale and exhale. Bring that right knee all the way into the chest. Really squeeze the right knee strongly into the chest, providing a nice pressure to the ascending colon. Inhale, bend your left knee. And then exhale, lift the knee up. Flex the left foot and inhale, press the heel to the sky. Slow exhale, begin to lower the left leg all the way down to the floor with control. Squeeze the right knee in, counterbalancing the weight of the left leg. Inhale, press through that left big toe ball mound, and exhale, knee comes up once more, flex the foot. Inhale, press the foot to the sky, reach through the heel. Slow motion, exhale, lower the leg down to the mat, engage the core, squeeze the right knee in. And then inhale, reach through those right toes. Exhale, let that left leg come down. Step the right foot onto the left thigh. Begin to bring your left hand to that knee and roll to your left side. Sweep the right arm up above you into star-shaped twist. Also an option here, just straighten that right leg, extending that right leg out. Really opening through the whole body. And inhale. Exhale, roll onto the back. Step the right foot down and slide it out. Square the hips and the shoulders. Inhale, bend your left knee. Exhale, hug the left knee into the chest, really squeezing that left leg into that whole left side of the abdomen, the descending colon. Inhale, plant the right foot. Exhale, lift the right knee, flex the foot, and inhale, press the heel to the sky. Slow exhale, lower that right leg down as you hug the left knee in, hover. Inhale, reach through those right big toe ball mound, and exhale, draw the knee in, flex the foot. Inhale, press the foot to the sky. Slow exhale, lowering down. Inhale, reach through the toes. Exhale, release the leg. Step the left foot onto the right thigh. Right hand grabs that left knee. And on an inhale, roll to your right, coming into your twist. Sweep the left arm above you, perhaps turning your head to the left. And then if you like to go further, extend that left leg out into that star-shaped twist. Open through the body. And on an inhale, roll back onto the body. Square the hips and shoulders. Deep breath in. And exhale, knees to the chest. Squeeze it out. Elbows to the mat. Inhale, both feet up. And just very relaxed here in the legs. Nice bend to the knees. Just a couple rolls of the ankles. And finding stillness with the legs just hovering here. Allowing blood flow to come down toward the heart. Helping to initiate our relaxation response. Deep breath in, exhale, knees to the chest, squeeze the breath out completely. And then beginning to slide yourself out into Shavasana position. I would recommend that you take a moment to prop yourself up comfortably. Make sure that you will feel very nice and warm. You might like to have a pillow of some kind behind the head, perhaps a roll or a blanket underneath the knees. And really take a moment to offer yourself this gift of comfort in your deep relaxation pose. And as you get established, I just want to share with you a little bit about Shavasana. It's somewhat of an underappreciated pose, which is somewhat ironic because Shavasana is kind of the ultimate pose. The early yogis included Shavasana in every original yoga sequence that has been discovered. It's been taught and practiced for over 500 years. So Shavasana, corpse pose. Another name for Shavasana is Mritasana, MRT, Mritasana, which means death pose. But really this pose is about surrender. Practicing a deep acceptance of all that is, including death. We know that Shavasana helps bring our nervous system into a relaxation response and calm our stress response. Through this practice of death, letting go of ego and attachment, we remember the preciousness of our life. Befriending the unpredictability of existence inspires us to live well, to embrace every moment, soaking in joy and celebrating each day as if it could be our last. As you find yourself in Shavasana, walk the shoulder blades into the midline, palms turned up, very open through the heart, through the whole body. No need to self-protect. Scan through the body and just notice any areas of tension, perhaps stretching through the jaw, even some self-massage to the jaw or down the scalp and the back of the neck. Just noticing anything you're holding and encouraging everything to let go. Gentle smile to the face, loving energy into the eyes, allowing the tongue to be at ease, allowing the eyes to fall back in rest, and feeling the breath move not only the belly, but also the side ribs, the chest, the heart. Finding that pause at the top of each inhale and a pause after each exhale, savoring the breath. In the space of Shavasana, we have the opportunity to transform. Shavasana allows us to relax, to witness all that arises, the ebb and flow of thought, sensation, the breath, emotions, perceptions. Notice everything without judgment or expectation. Just this. This belongs. Aware of the breath, aware of the whole body, savoring the present moment. Allow the distraction of the body to dissolve away. Open into stillness. Hold awareness. Open to all that is. Surrender all effort. Let go of all attachment, all aversion and resistance. Surrender completely. Let go into stillness. Allow your mind to expand, moving beyond separateness. Be one with all that is. Just this. Pure, loving awareness. This belongs. With each breath, aware of prana, life energy flowing in. With each breath out, letting go, sinking deeper, finding stillness, just this. Begin to deepen the breath. Slowly, patiently begin to awaken as if being reborn after a deep renewal. Savoring the sensation of the body as you gently begin to move, wiggling the fingers and the toes, rolling the wrists and the ankles, deepening each inhale and lengthening each exhale. Feel free to move as feels best to you, but you might enjoy taking a big stretch, reaching arms up high, perhaps grabbing each wrist for some side flexion up and over, or maybe interlocking the fingers one more time and pressing the palms away from the crown of the head. You might enjoy hugging knees into the chest, or perhaps doing a gentle twist. Perhaps a happy baby pose, tapping into those hips one more time. And then eventually come to roll on your right side, curling yourself up into a sweet fetal position. Comfortable, secure. Feel the new touch points in the body, a new relationship to gravity. And as you feel this curled energy, this fetal position, imagine that you are ready to emerge back into life, being reborn into the spring, into sunlight. Use your left hand for support. Begin to press yourself up very slowly. Rise like a fern, unfurling toward the sunlight, emerging wiser, more aware of all that is, thankful for the gift of life, for each breath. As you establish your sitting position, feel strong connection through the weight of the legs, a nice level pelvis. Lift through the heart, reach through the crown of the head, and with hands to the legs, turn palms upright. Really feel a spaciousness through the heart and the throat, letting all of the guard down that we use to self-protect. Feel a deep calm and peacefulness at your center. Smile in gratitude, fully alive in this moment, deeply thankful. Breathe into life itself, into love, pure, loving awareness. This belongs. And as you hold awareness, I'd like to close our practice today with a brief writing from Star Hawk. Birth, growth, death, and rebirth are a cycle that forms the underlying order of the universe. If we can see that cycle around us in every aspect of the natural world, hard as it is for us to die or to accept the death of someone we love, we know that death is the natural process of existence. Therefore, we can trust that death, like every phase of life, offers opportunity for growth in wisdom and in love. Releasing palms to your sides, energetic hands. Inhale, rise, gather, smile. Draw this energy into the fingertips, hands touch. Slow exhale, draw this energy down into your deepest center. Prayer hands to the heart. Pause here, coming back to intention. Honor the painful feelings that you are going through, along with nearly every human being on the planet. Acknowledge that fear is there and grief is there. They belong. They make sense. But also notice in this present moment, you are alive and blessed. Breathe in a deep sense of savoring each moment of consciousness of this gift of life. Set your intention to be more aware, more tender towards yourself, more sensitive to this mix of feelings as the situation unfolds, and we have to allow life to unfold as it will. Smile at knowing that you do have choice in how you respond, in how the mind thinks, in how you hold your body and choose to smile and breathe, and see yourself moving through this chapter, learning and growing, becoming wiser, more compassionate, and more resilient. Deep breath in, complete breath out. 2 more times. Inhale, smile, draw in life energy. Exhale, release. Inhale, bring in life energy. And exhale, soften. It's truly a pleasure to practice with others. I apologize, class was a little long today. I hope it was a valuable practice. So thank you so much. I'm just going to approach the camera to just say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for joining me at Mind Balance Yoga this week. Next week, we have another class to kind of follow this class on grief and collective grief. And I think that that too can be a truly uplifting practice for all of us and a great form of self-care. So thank you for practicing with me today. And I wish everybody a strong sense of acceptance and gratitude, and just knowing that we will move through this chapter and we will establish a new normal life and a new sense of security and safety in our lives. So thank you everybody for joining me. Namaste.